Hi guys, I have a very important question for you. What if I told you that I wanted to give you free money for rest of your life? Free, free, free. For most of the people watching this video, they would say yes, right? Well, I have a good news for you guys. Maybe soon enough, all of us might receive a monthly payment from our government. These payments may allow us to never work again or not work as much hard to make the ends meet. But we are going to talk about one thing that most people don't talk about. That is the impact of giving all this free money away on the society. Here's the deal. Nothing in this world is ever free. I will break it up into a few chunks. Firstly, I will tell you about what the universal basic income is and why we would require this on the planet very soon. And then we will go over to the negative aspects of the UBI, and I will tell you something that I believe most people overlook when we talk about this topic. Universal basic income or UBI is a future that is 8 or even less years away from us. So there's a lot to cover in this video. But before we get into what UBI is, let's take a look into the future. We will be discussing about some of the major changes that we will be experiencing as humanity in the coming years and decades. Till now, the humanity has gone through 3 industrial revolutions. These were the times when the technological advancements were so huge that they changed everything around us. One example is when we mastered over steam power, which was used in everything from mechanics to transportation. Another example is when we could produce massive amounts of energy from things like gases and coal. Basically, you can think of these revolutions as points in history where the humans took a considerable step up in the terms of technology and our capabilities as species. But you may not realize this, but few key figures at the world stage are predicting that we guys are on the verge of the 4th industrial revolution. This unimaginative term was coined by Mr. Klaus Schwab, and if there were ever a person that I would nominate for the next James Bond villain, it would be this guy. Mr. Klaus Schwab is the founder of World Economic Forum, which I'm pretty sure you all knew. However, what is Mr. Klaus Schwab predicting for the next phase of humanity that we guys are entering? Simply put, the 4th industrial revolution will be all about data automation and more interconnectivity of the human race. It talks about how things in our lives will be more interconnected and how all our devices will constantly share information among themselves. It even predicts the rise of artificial intelligence, which means that the computer systems will be making many of our decisions for us, rather than us being the masters of our own fate. Now, this all might seem a little far-fetched and something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But guys, the fact is that we don't have to look very far to see the evidences of all of this happening in our world today. Supermarkets and other stores are increasingly being automated. Self-checkout booths are a commonplace nowadays all over the world. For example, in Estonia, the robots have already replaced the delivery drivers for online food orders for a decade. Tesla service bot. At first glance, all of this looks very impressive. Like obviously, our lives would be more easier and safer, right? But the thing is, it appears that this would bring another massive problem for humanity, which is most of our world would be left useless for our economy, with no way to earn a living as more and more of our jobs will get automated over time, which means that more and more of our people will become redundant. By the year 2050, less than 30 years from now, half of our jobs that are currently done by the humans would simply no longer exist due to automation. If this happens, around 4 billion people would be left unemployed, unable to earn a living and feed their families. Of course, some new jobs will be created in industries that will emerge soon. But according to the data, the jobs will be destroyed much faster. This will have disastrous consequences for our global economy. But fortunately for us, we have a group of very wealthy and powerful people who are right at the top, and they have devised a solution for us. This solution is the Universal Basic Income or UBI, which appears to be a fantastic idea at the first glance. UBI would be a guaranteed payment for every adult and every other working age person in your country as a regular payment from the government, just like a welfare check. This UBI would be just enough to cover your most basic expenses like rent, food, and electricity. If you choose to get an extra job, your UBI would be removed from you. So basically, the plan is to give everyone this base income to survive in this new automated world. And as I said in the beginning of this video, most of the people who hear about this UBI or this kind of payment would immediately put up their hands and want this money. You are not by yourself. Many people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, even the Pope Francis of the Catholic Church support the UBI. The World Economic Forum's leader, Klaus Schwab, also supports the UBI. There already have been some successful trials in places like Finland, Kenya, and Japan, where thousands of people received the monthly basic payments. The people who participated in these trials said that they have generally felt less stressed and happier overall because the monthly payments help them to make their worries go away about making the ends meet. That sounds pretty good, right? Like there isn't much to argue if people are more happier and less stressed. Like their basic needs would be covered, which I believe is a basic human right. These needs would be paid off by the most wealthiest people and companies in the world. And the best part, these payments would be handed over to you by the government itself. Now, if that were it, I would have fully supported this concept as well. But it appears that there is a little bit of dark secret within the current model of the UBI. The article was titled Welcome to 2030 and was written in the Forbes by a contributor from the World Economic Forum. The same WEF that is owned by this guy who is a massive supporter of the UBI. I will earn nothing, have no privacy, but my life has never been better. It was written from the perspective of someone living in the futuristic global society. A society that the WEF believes will exist in less than a decade. I am irritated by the fact that I have literally zero privacy. Like, I don't know where I can go and not be tracked. I know that everything I think and dream about is being recorded somewhere. I just hope that nobody uses those against me. I don't know how else to put this, but I am literally terrified of this. Furthermore, the level of control they require in this new reality. A world where we live in a centralized society where everything we do is being logged, tracked, and recorded. A planet where we cannot go anywhere or do anything or mix with people we want to mix with without the permission of our government. The very government which is also in control of giving us the free money we need to survive. If your government is responsible for and in control of providing you with the free money, they are also in control of taking away that money from you. And they might attach strings to you receiving or not receiving your monthly UBI payments. They may ask you to vote in a certain way or take away certain food items that you are not allowed to buy. Or you can buy only pre-approved items, and potentially they will also tell you that what you can and cannot buy. Now, what's your take on the UBI? Like, do you support it? Let me know in the comment section. If this is the type of world we are moving towards, we seriously need to consider what we will exchange in for our money, our freedom, and our personal sovereignty. What can we do to build our future? This is where the real brainstorming begins and new solutions will emerge. There will be always a bunch of people that will break out from the society to create a new system, rather than leaving our future in the hands of people that do not care nor have their best interest in mind for us. If you find this video interesting, please share it around with more people so that they can be a part of this discussion. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll meet soon in the next video. Till then, this was Ujjwal Singla signing off.